My ID card says I'm about to turn 36, 1st of May 1990. But my Whoop app says I'm just 29, 7 years younger. And that's how I feel. I feel right now at almost 36, I feel the healthiest, the fittest and the strongest I've ever felt in my life before. And if that's actually true, we're gonna test today.
A record of the delightful piece they're going to play this evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, 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 your attention, please. Attention, please.
So how long will I run in total?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Up to me.
Depends. Yes, it depends. Are you a good runner or not?
Let's see.
Yes,
I'll give my best.
So first of all, we need to also put the mask.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Your VO2 max is 62.7.
Okay.
Well done. So you're better than 99% of you.
Okay.
For your very
Cool.
good
Thank you.
cooperation today.
Thank you. That was fun. Thank you, my friend.
Find your dreams come true. And I wonder if you know what it means, what it means. And I wonder if you know what it means.
What I just did is a VO2 max test. And VO2 max measures our body's capacity to consume oxygen during really intense physical effort. And according to many, many experts, it's the #1 metric for long-term health, well-being, longevity, and physical performance. 62.7 is a good result. A really, really good result. I'm happy with that. We'll receive the full report later. But yeah, I feel good. I feel really good. And at the same time, looking forward to increase that even more. The concept of the hybrid athlete is something that a lot of people are talking about these days, especially from the Hyrox community. They are like propagating this idea of diversity, of range, that just focusing on a narrow discipline in your sport is not as good as being like well-rounded. And yeah, I fully agree with that. The world is getting increasingly more complex. The times where we just did what our parents were doing, these times are over. Like with AI and like all the increasingly crazy technological shifts that are happening, we have to become more complex too.
Let's get it. Hey, Big West and big checks, I write those. Few zeros in the back, not a typo. My flow's Alaska, I'm ice cold. I'm a star in the dark world, light show. Run up, tell me what you gon' do. Wonder, do they know the whole truth? Been a beast and I still go. I'ma kick it out the park like a field goal. Don't you know I run it? Yeah, run it. I run it. Yeah, run it. And I'm still making moves. The recipe's consistency. I kill these beats and rest in peace. I got a bad habit and I'm still at it. I've been working like a machine, you won't see me lacking. Yeah, this how.
And that's the reason why I almost exclusively work with the rope and with the with different kettlebells, and not go into the gym and do these like isolated movements, because the kettlebell swing, it's like full body activation for like every part. Upper body, lower back, legs, arms, like everything. It kills me, but it's good. We have to talk about something really important. Let's explore together to which extent the sports we all play and we all practice, to which extent they nourish this kind of complexity and diversity that is necessary to thrive in the future within ourselves. I mapped the big sports of our times on 4 dimensions: our physical dimension, our mental, our emotional, and our spiritual. I think these 4 are the 4 realms of human excellence. They sum up the capacities that we need in order to thrive. If we look at this chart, I find that deeply fascinating. Sports like marathon running and bodybuilding and cycling are very low on our complexity chart because they require one narrow thing. You just run, you just lift. That's the physical dimension. The emotional dimension, same, very narrow. Okay, I just keep going. I just have to be fierce. I have to be passionate, and I just move into one direction. And the mental realm is quite straightforward too. Don't give up. Don't give up. Stay aligned on your goal. And that's it. Then we get into high rocks, and we get a little bit more complexity. We basically get running plus bodybuilding. So the diversity within the sport increases. Then we have golf, gymnastics, diversity increases a little bit. And then we get into boxing. And boxing is the first sport where there's direct contact with an opponent, which of course increases the kind of complexity in the sport, because it's not just about like you in high rocks being focused on your thing and doing it, but there's actually somebody else. You have to interact. The whole tactics game gets to a different level. So the mental component, the mental complexity increases a lot. Then we have tennis, then we have soccer, basketball, MMA, like all these sports, they increase the complexity of the physical dimension, but the emotional dimension basically stays the same throughout the whole terrain that we just explored. You just have to be passionate and determined and focused and maybe even a little bit angry in order to win. The mental complexity increases from marathon running all the way to something like MMA or basketball or football, but it's not a gargantuan leap. The highest expression of traditional sports is decathlon, 10 different disciplines that have all be executed well. But all of these I would categorize as tier 1 sports. And then we have an outlier here on the top of the chart, chess boxing. You do 1 round of boxing and then you play 1 round of chess. And then you do another round of boxing and another round of chess. And what chess boxing does so well, and that's why it's the most complex sport on our chart here, you have the fierceness and the determination and maybe even the anger of boxing and the full body physical activation. And then you hear the gong and you have to be super calm and collected and strategic and only focus on the chessboard. And you have to enter a completely different emotional emotional range and you have to switch within a second, that's something that's very complex and that's something that's very, very, very difficult. The question that I'm exploring is, how can we align the sports that we are doing with our general multifaceted thriving as a human being, with everything that this complex system, our physical, our mental, our emotional, and our spiritual, requires. And this leads us to the sport that I invented and that we are building right now. It's the same chart, but added, you see the Custodian Games. And the Custodian Games are the first sport that utilize all fully to the fullest extent, utilize all 4 realms of human excellence. It's basically like chess boxing. There's 1 round of physical activation and then there's 1 round of mental activation, but we add the other 2 realms, the feminine realms, that are fully neglected in all sports that we see out there. Then we have 1 round where it's about the heart, where it's about emotional fluency. Whereas before you punched somebody like literally or figuratively in the face, you had the full physical combat, and then afterwards, the next round, you work together with your opponent in a team and you have to achieve a goal together. And then there's the spiritual component where it's about surrender and where it's about letting go and where it's about full presence and not holding on to what were before, something that is a weakness in all sports that we practice. We don't want to surrender, we don't want to let go, we only want to be fierce and fully committed on our goal and unshaking and unwavering, which is one part of the truth, but like these times that we're living in require us to live from a place of surrender and live from a place of acceptance and trust. Yeah, and know that we are in our physical incarnation just one tiny speck in the whole universe. And this is what the sports that we practice have to teach us, have to train us. Otherwise, they are fundamentally misaligned.
Darling, 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 there's no need to worry. It's just a couple things. Just a couple things on my brain. If it's you another, there's no need to worry. 'Cause I can slip between. I'm a third wheeler, I'm a side better, I'm a home wrecker, give it up. I'm a third wheeler, I'm a side better.
We have so many great things lined up in the next weeks and months, and for that we have to gear up. And the current lens, as much as I love it, it's so buttery smooth. We have to trade it. It's not the perfect one for dynamic movement arena content, so we will retire it now. Oh, there's the store. Now I see it. This is the maximum zoom. Nice. Nice, I love it. I love the bouquet with the lamp.
Yeah.
Super beautiful. Super beautiful. Okay. Cool. Nice. Thank you. Thank you. Makasih, makasih. I wish you a good trip to Singaraja.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. There we have it. The new baby. Welcome to the family. 28 to 70 f2 lens. It's the perfect. It brings the best of both worlds together. It's super flexible. It can zoom, and at the same time we have the beautiful f2 bokeh that usually you only get with a prime lens. It feels like the perfect thing. And as always, used. I buy used gear, if anyhow possible. I have a used motorbike, I have a used phone, I bought used headphones, used camera gear, as a little contribution to Mother Earth. One less piece of technology that has to be produced.
Peace, peace, peace. Yeah, we come in peace, peace, peace. From the west to the east, north to the south, and the belly of the beast. 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2. Feels like
It was only yesterday.
Don't be sitting, watch the sky turning heather grey. Black and white, watching money leading men astray. Falling in and out of light as the heavens spray. We mix the whiskey with the lemonade. Trying to counteract the methylphenidate. Used to laugh when I said it made my belly ache. My belly ached every day, yo, it never changed. I wasn't ready for the grave. But I was ready to be paid.
How was the tempe? Mantap? It's very difficult. Always learning something new. I'm fascinated by tennis, and it looks much easier than it is. One of the reasons why I'm picking up the tennis racket is because Andrew Agassi, one of the best tennis players ever, says tennis is like trying to solve 1,000 small problems at the same time while your body is on fire. And I feel that it's a good training for custodianship. It's a good training for your capacity for being able to handle complexity without freaking out, without losing your cool. And that's what we're going to train. It was hard. It was hard, but I want to learn it. I feel like not only physically challenged, I feel cognitively challenged too, to make sense of the right movement of this whole like apparatus and all these pieces that are very, very used to playing football and very used to running and very used to playing paddle. And even though it looks similar, it feels so different. A little bit like golf. Maybe I should learn golf too. I love sports ever since I'm like this, almost like my son now. And yeah, for me, it's one of the greatest tools for human development. But like we collectively, we turned it into spectacle. And the stories we tell are about beating your opponent and lifting the trophy and becoming the GOAT. While in reality, and this is what I want to revive, this is the spirit that I want to inject again into sports. In reality, it's about meeting a powerful opponent and measuring your own capabilities against this human being on the other side, and through that, growing and elevating together. That's one of the reasons why I love entrepreneurship too. I've been building businesses for the past 13 years because everything in our life gives us feedback. Our clients give us feedback, they like our product or not. Our employees give us feedback, they like working at our company or not. Our children give us feedback, our family, our partner, like even our body when I'm in cold water, everything gives me feedback. And my capabilities decide if my journey in life and what I'm trying to build and to impact and to achieve is either fluid, effortless, flowy, successful, or it is dense and heavy and hard. Yeah. And sports is a beautiful training ground for our capabilities. The traditional sport trains mostly the body, which is good, which is important. The body is one of 4 realms of human excellence, but it's not the full story. And that's why I invented the Custodian Games as a sport that trains all 4 realms of human excellence: the physical, the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual. And that, for me, is the athlete of the future, the custodian. So what we're basically doing is turning the capacities that we absolutely have to embody in the future in these like crazy and volatile times and turn them into a sport, so that we don't just train big muscles or fast running or hitting a ball, but actually train the kind of things that we need in order to thrive in the times ahead and steward a thriving earth. Toothbrush, turmeric powder, nothing else. Only use as toothpaste what you would eat for dinner. That's the rule of thumb. One of the biggest drivers of my whoop age being more than 7 years younger is definitely sleep. When I check in of the past month, I reached my goal of 7.5 hours per night almost every night. And yeah, the hustle culture of like 4 hours a night and then slowly burning out is definitely not the path of the custodian. But I want to share one learning that that really like blew my mind since I have this device. Before I thought, yeah, okay, 7.5 hours is good. So if I have to get up at 6:30, then I go to bed at 11 and then I sleep 7.5 hours. But as it turned out, this is not the case, because there is such a thing as sleep efficiency. And sleep efficiency measures how many of the hours that I spend in bed I actually sleep. And for me, I always thought, okay, I go to bed, I fall asleep, and the next thing I can remember is I wake up. I have no like sleeping problems. I don't wake up in the night. I almost never have to go to the toilet in the night. I just sleep. But as it turned out, on average, I have a sleep efficiency of 90%, meaning around an hour is spent awake and I cannot even remember. It's just these like tiny moments that add up over the whole night, and then in the morning I didn't sleep 7.5 hours, I just slept 6.5 hours. And I'm like, what? So since I have this device, I spend usually an hour more each night in bed, and as a result actually achieve my goal of 7.5 hours, but I spend 8.5 hours in bed. So waking up at 6:30 doesn't mean going to bed at 11, but that means going to bed at 10. And for 35 years, probably not the whole 35 years, but the majority of my 35 years so far, I underslept because I didn't know that. Because I always thought 7.5 hours means 7.5 hours in bed, but it doesn't. So that's why I will stop talking and go to bed, so that I feel refreshed and energized tomorrow morning after my 8.5 hours. Good night.
Daydream. I fell asleep beneath the flowers. For a couple of hours. On a beautiful day. Daydream. I dream of you amid the flowers. For a couple of hours. Such a beautiful day.
It's a smile from behind my giant robot's eyes. I keep him happy cause I might fall out if he cries. Scared of heights so I might pass out if he flies. Keep him on autopilot cause I can't drive. Room enough for one, I tell my homies they can't ride unless we sitting on the shoulders, but that's way too high. Let's try not to step on the children. The news cameras filming this walking project building. Now there's hoes selling hoes like right around the toes, and the crackheads beg at about the lower leg. There's crooked police that's stationed at the knees, and they do drive-bys like up and down the thighs. And there's a car chase going on at the waist. Keep a vest on my chest. I'm sitting in my room as I'm looking out the face. Something to write about. I still got some damage from fighting the White House. Just a
daydream.
I fell asleep amid the flowers for a couple of hours on a beautiful day. Daydream. I dream of you amid the flowers for a couple of hours. Such a beautiful day.
Now come on everybody, let's make cocaine cool. We need a few more half-naked women up in the pool and hold this Mac 10 that's all covered in jewels.
Second tennis lesson today, massive improvement. On Wednesday or Tuesday, I said this is super hard, and now I'm like, oh, this feels very intuitive. That's a good progress. Hitting the forehand topspin. And the oh!
You are the champion.
Yeah, that was good. That was a lot of fun. I feel like physically, cognitively challenged, definitely. Burned a lot of calories in the pure sun, 60 minutes, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. And I feel that it aids my custodian training because it's a very diverse movement. It's like this, then it's back and forth. Sometimes it's fast, sometimes it's slow, sometimes it's from the top. It's, yeah, I feel like tennis is a really good all-rounder sport that definitely helps every athlete regardless of what your discipline or your goal is. This video is basically my attempt at proposing an evolution of the hybrid athlete. I want to show you guys something. I mapped all the most popular sports in the world and explored at which age the average athlete peaks. And for the majority of sports, that's late 20s, early 30s. Basically like almost all of them. Something like golf peaks a little bit later. Something like gymnastics peaks even earlier, even late teens, early 20s. But that's basically the whole world of athletics. If you're 35, then you can retire. If you're not Cristiano Ronaldo or Novak Djokovic, they retire 5 years later. But still, like almost nobody competes in the sports landscape as we know it in their 40s. And I find that sad, because with all the advancements in human health and longevity, age 40 is not even half of our expected lifespan. And me at almost 36, I feel like my athletic journey is just getting started. And that's not to say that I want to become the next Novak Djokovic. I will probably not. I'm a little bit too late for that. But with the new sport that I invented, the Custodian Games, the average peaking age will be way into the 40s, 50s, maybe even 60s. And this is because physical capabilities are still strong, probably not as strong as in the 20s and 30s, but mental capabilities, emotional capabilities, and spiritual capabilities will be much stronger. They will peak much later. Things like complex thinking or emotional intelligence or wisdom or living from a place of trust and effortlessness and don't worry so much what other people think of me or what the future will bring or what I did yesterday or whatever. Like all these really like genuinely important qualities in life, they peak much later. So it just makes sense to build a sport around all of them and increase the expected lifespan of an athlete. Like, I feel I'm just getting started. And it's a beautiful feeling. Over the next episodes, I will share more about the Custodian Games with you guys. We're gonna host some arenas so that you can actually see it and continue to practice. And of course, the physical realm is a part of that. That's why I do my not always so pleasant kettlebell workouts in the morning or all of that. It's important, but it's not the full story. It's a part, it's 1/4 of human excellence, the physical realm. But as we explored in our time today, 3/4 of human excellence are almost neglected in the current sports landscape. And we're going to change that.